Poor connection. What's up, YouTube? Thought, since I had a lot of success yesterday, that I would actually do this as a kind of 10-minute sound chat of me just sharing whatever you guys want to talk about. Um, Basically. Yo, Joe. So, the whole idea of this, 10 minutes, is live. I'm going to try and do it maybe once every couple of days and just get answers for people, or at least just give my opinion on whatever. And but then these videos will be uploaded. That's why I'll keep it at 10 minutes. And then maybe once a week I'll just do like a random session where everyone's just chiming in and just asking loads of stuff. So yeah, if you've just joined, Matt from soundrolling.com. This is live because I want to make more resources and context for the rest of the sound community. So you got like 10 minutes, or like I'll give it 10 minutes from now. So ask loads of questions, and then in the comments, the little chat function, and then I will get to them, basically. And that's the whole deal. So kind of type away. I don't know if there's any sort of like lag on the video response to anything else. But I guess we'll just see what happens. Maybe, I guess. So if you want to know anything, my thoughts on anything, if I don't know, I'll kind of just say I don't know as well. There's no kind of, I don't know, there's no kind of course to sell at the end of this. This is not kind of a weird webinar thing. So, yeah, get in the comments, ask me stuff. Ask me about, I don't know, being a freelancer. Ask me about sound equipment, how I got started, all that kind of good stuff. And then this little video will be kind of ready at the end. But it obviously only works if you are subscribed, one, because then you'll get all the notifications for the future live events, and two, if you get in the comments and tell me whatever you want, ask away, basically. And if you don't want to ask anything, then that's fine as well. We'll just kind of chill for 10 minutes, and then I'll probably delete the video. So, do you dual record on separate devices? I don't dual record on separate devices. On my Sound Devices 688, I can record to SD card and CF card. That's really useful for a number of reasons, and generally I do dual record, except if I'm doing transcription, because I can record one transcription direct to MP3 and one straight to full B-wave, broadcast wave files. So that's the only time when I'm technically, I guess, recording separately, but even in that scenario, I'm recording to camera. It's usually a talking head. And so in the camera, left is the boom and right is the radio mic. What kind of equipment were you using when you started out, and what would I start, and what's the difference to now? So when I started out, I had an Edirol R44. I had NTG2. I had, I got radio mics later down the line, but they were G3s. And yeah, that's what I started out with. So let's see if, hey Victor, audio game, that's a very interesting area. But if I was starting out today, I guess for a similar price, I would try and get a Zoom F8 or an F4, regardless. I mean, I kind of think a bit bigger is a bit better, just for long term. Maybe not practical in every scenario, but they've got the same footprint, so it makes sense. And then I'd either get like a Deity's pretty cheap, an NTG3 would be pretty good, secondhand 416, any sort of shotgun, that's kind of the main thing. And then I had the same housing, same kind of like Rycop blimp, so I would get any sort of suspension and blimp mount that would be decent or work. Again, it depends on starting out. I actually did a video on what I would spend if I had £3,000, which I think is a decent amount of money to get like a pretty decent audio kit together. So I would probably save up and do that and get like the Super Shield and a few other things. A couple of radios just in case. But then I would upgrade the actual lapels themselves. So let's see what everyone else has been asking. Freddie, what do you think about charging different tiered rates depending on the type of production? Should there be one rate and that's final, corporate, student? Well, there should definitely be tiered rates. There can't really be one rate for everything because some things have more monetary value than others, essentially. That's why. So if you're doing a commercial, then then obviously that commercial is to go on to sell a hell of a lot of products, and so it's got to be really high quality, and it demands a certain amount of experience and a certain type of certain amount of gear, I guess, as well. And so then if you were to charge that to a student, then obviously they couldn't afford it. And student project has a completely different value. It's not really a monetary value. It's more of an, I guess, artistic. I mean, you can make a student film for try and make profit on it, I guess. But yeah, so that's why I think tiered rates kind of have to be in place, specific to whatever the scenario is. For instance, rates if you're working longer than a couple of days, and rates for kind of, I guess, 1 day, rates for overtime. I mean, they all have to kind of vary based on whatever your parameters are. But that's why many people just go based on quoting. So the whole system is really based on quoting for a job. You do what you think, you quote what you think you can, and obviously they give you a rough guideline of what they're expecting. And so you just see if you can match those expectations and what that means. So let's go up. Do you have a full rig and or setup video? I don't have a full rig for video. I've just got a little Osmo mobile, so I can, I don't know, keep things steady. Just looks a bit better than me kind of shaking the camera. So Victor, I've got a Sound Devices 702 and a mix pre-D. Seems like I'm often leaving the mix home. Field recording, okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, with the 702, field recording a 702 is fine. They're still making them. Those were the only ones that didn't get discontinued, I believe. I think even the 744 got discontinued now. So field recording, yeah. But again, maybe an even smaller solution. I mean, it depends on what you're recording. Because obviously, depending on the setup that you need, you may need more or less inputs, for instance, or you may need... for instance, timecode might be useful and might be not. So maybe you end up getting a smaller unit like a Zoom that can still do. I think that can still do 192 kilohertz if you wanted to record in a high frame rate, high sample rate. Student might equal fun. Student projects always kind of equal fun, I guess. What about figure 8 mics? Looking for one set up. With the 4071, but which? I don't know. I don't have much experience with figure 8 mics. I'm trying to think of what other people use. I'm not sure on that one. I'll have to get back to you on that, Mr. Cool. So there's definitely a lot of options out there. Again, if you have the time, then it's all about kind of trying it out, I guess. Do you have a go-to heavy wind rig for COS 11? Might buy some mounts with built-in furries. Built-in furries would be useful. Again, I just use RM11s, but then I have the kind of Rycott stuff over the top. Heavy duty, I mean, you've just got to kind of bury it, really. I mean, the problem with lav mics, especially in high wind, that's why usually a boom sounds better, basically, overall, I think, in my opinion. So let's see. Do you ever make my own contacts mic? Make my own contact mics. I haven't as yet, actually. I haven't gone too much into the whole DIY thing. Closest thing I've got to is binaural. So I've made my own DIY kind of binaural mic, which is obviously just using 2 radio mics, and you just space them apart with something in between. So yeah. Oh, Dylan, thanks for the props. You can always like this video. We're nearly into the last couple of minutes. Again, trying to keep this to 10 minutes for each episode. Interested in the Super CMIT, is it worth the extra cost? I personally have one, and I've had it for about a year and a bit now. I personally find it's better. I don't know. I find it's more useful. You still get the 5U kind of polar pattern. On spec, it's slightly noisier, but I find for the amount of the amount of problems it gets me out of, or at least helps me limit or judge, because I can record 2 channels. I can always record the unprocessed channel, and I can record the processed channel. For me, it just makes a lot of sense. Just spending a bit of that extra money. Whether it's actually worth the full 3,000 and a bit or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, but it's been very good for me basically. What's my dream MS setup? I haven't really done that much MS or kind of like field recording, so I don't have a dream one. I guess the most expensive is my kind of default answer, because obviously that must be the best. So I think that brings this little kind of 10 live chat to a close. Hope you liked it. This is kind of just testing it out in for episode 1. And yeah, just hit like on this video. I guess you can share this video and it'll eventually turn into a video that more people can see. I don't know how the full quality will come out. It looks really good on my camera, but maybe it was all broken up on yours. So testing a few things out. And yeah, I'll try and be back tomorrow. Maybe the same time. Maybe the same time's good. I don't know. It depends. People are all over the world. So I'll probably hit a few different times. But as long as you're subscribed, you'll get the notifications and all of that good stuff. So, thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I will see you later.